There's not one mainline Mega Man game in the entire series that isn't difficult in one way or another on your first go around. Not one. But out of all of them, Mega Man Battle Network is the one that teaches you to use that fact to your advantage. Cannon was the foundation, and Airshot expanded on that foundation in more ways than one. Mini-Bomb continues this trend while taking a whole other route to get there. In a way, Mini-Bomb is like Cannon's cool older brother, in the sense of being the first to start paying taxes and having enough life experience to remember to save their game often as to not encounter a power outage at an inopportune time. But we shall get back to that later. First, let's go ahead and talk about their similarities. Cannon and Mini-Bomb's aim is very much the same in terms of their trajectory and their goal to teach the player. Both are same row warriors but with different end goal posts. However, despite their differing end goals, they excel in their simplicity and ability to teach. If Cannon is the beginner's tutorial teacher, Mini-Bomb is the advanced intermediate teacher, with the Sword series chips and area grabs being kind of close. By the way, the Sword chips and area grab are both technically foundation chips, however, I will not be covering them in this short series, unless enough of you want a short video on them, but please don't ask because I don't want to turn 5 into 6 because I'm kind of OCD, okay? I like even numbers, but sometimes whole numbers are kind of cool too. It just depends on what it is. Sometimes I eat candies in 2s or watch 2 anime episodes with dinner, but sometimes I just like having my 1s, 3s, or 5s. I don't know. Just don't ask because 5 for a series sounds nice as it is. Now, here comes that cool older brother moment for Mini-Bomb. It teaches what I will just call spacing for the sake of simplicity, and it does so in a way that is brilliant. As to what I mean by that, though, we'll come back to in a bit, but as for the spacing part, those of you who played Smash or fighting games will know what I mean. First, you learn your basics, which would just be learning what buttons do what and how. With Cannon, you attack, but the how is lining up in the same row as the opponent. After you learn your basics, you learn how to get fancy with it and do so in a way that's precise. Mini-Bomb is quite literally like this, but maybe with less emphasis on the fancy part, mostly because it's less reliable and harder to use on a moving opponent. But the reason as to why this is so brilliant is because this creates the opportunity for the player to get creative. This mostly consists of baiting or trapping opponents. Easier said than done against your PvEs, but against your PvPs, go ahead and increase that point scale emphasis on bait and trap. And you might as well slap that conditioning on there too. Which doesn't come as a surprise, as most games bundled with a player versus player mode calls for such conditioning at higher level play. Later, games give easier options as a reward, but when you have to or want to use the simpler options, you could just because of how it trains you to use it from the very beginning. And speaking of, players who participated in the Gunslinger Standoff tournaments, no, they didn't use Mini-Bomb, nobody. But they still had to implement its core teachings, as many decided to take in chips like Flash Bomb with them, for instance. And with Flash Bomb and other similar bomb type chips like Black Bomb, Bug Bomb, Kettle, etc., the same stats that Mini-Bomb introduces still apply. The throwing, the landing 3 columns away from Mega Man, the frames it takes for Mega Man to realize that he can get back to putting in that work. The only thing with these type of bomb chips is that instead of being something an opponent would like to avoid, these chips might be in an opponent's best interest to body block them, which for these types of chips specifically already opens up that conditioning to the table. Maybe you fake going for charge shots to then hopefully catch them off guard long enough for your chip to land. Maybe you attach a white cap to your chip or chip charge it with a let cross as a failsafe in case they do body block it. Maybe you can purposefully foreshadow your throw to make your opponent line up where you would like them to go. I just believe it's purely brilliant that you were trained to become a master at this from the very beginning, with Mini-Bomb's basic concepts, and those concepts being ones that can be transferred over to more reliable options later in the game. Even though I didn't have any traditional bomb participants, it was awesome to see their strategies for using chips in that same vein. Very, very cool stuff. Personally, my favorite bomb-like chip is Black Bomb. It's fun to figure out what cool stuff can be done with it. Anyhow, next time we will cover and hand the baton over to Vulcan and discuss its new take on the formula. Also, again, these are side quest videos, so to speak. The next mainline video is coincidentally going to be a Vulcan video, so look forward to that, though I will more than likely have other side quest videos between now and then while I put the finishing touches on the main one. Make sure to take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.